Good morning, everyone, especially to our professor, Mr. Lilito Versilus. So our topic is all about the historical background of the 19th century Spain and the Philippines. The objective of the topic is at the end of the discussion, the students are expected to A. Appraise the link between the individual and society. B. Analyze the various social, political, economic, and cultural changes in the 19th century. And C. Understand Jose Rizal in the context of his times. During the 19th century Spain during the first 3 quarters of the 19th century was a country of instability and chaos. During the 19th century, Napoleon Bonaparte conquered. He made his brother Joseph as a king. And in this time, guerrilla warfare against the French ensued. In the year 1812, a constitution was made by the liberal Cortes. Ferdinand VII was restored to power by the year 1814. He returned to absolute government. Civil wars broke out between the liberals and Carlists, which is the supporters of Don Carlos. Maria, as regent of her infant daughter Isabella, which is the successor to the throne under the terms of pragmatic sanction. In the year 1868, a revolution against Isabella took place and she was forced to abdicate. Alfonso XII of Spain became king, which finally brought Spain into a period of stability and reform. Philippines and the 19th century in terms of economic development. Manila Archipelago, Galilean trade. Ito yung it is the Spanish ships. Reforms made by Governor General Jose Bascuay Vargas. In the year 1830, the growth of export economy from the British and American merchants. Philippines exported agricultural products, resulting to the growth and profits of Filipino hacienderos and inquilinos of the Friar Hacienda. When we say inquilinos, it is the farmers or the work. Economic development as a whole is a non-Spanish initiative. Opening of Suez Canal in the year 1869. The Philippine society and the native population. The Principalia are the rich landowners, local government official. The Ilustrados is the educated middle class, and the common people or masses, as they are the majority of the class workers.
Political development. Spain has no consistent policy for the overseas colonies. Ang Espanya ay walang pari-parihong patakaran para sa mga kolonyal sa ibang bansa. Philippines was used as a dumping ground to reward Spanish official. Ang Pilipinas ay ginamit bilang isang dumping ground upang gantimpalaan ang mga opisyal ng Espanya. Ram corruption and the government. Laganap na korupsyon sa gobyerno. Governor General was the chief executive with the widest of powers. Ang general ng gobernador ay ang punong ehektibo na may pinakamalawak na kapangyarihan. Cultural development. 1860, spread of education, rise of Ilustrados. Noong 1860 daw, pinalaganap ang edukasyon sa pamamagitan ng Ilustrados. 1859, Ateneo Municipal run by the Jesuits. 1865, Escuela Normal de Monteros. Humanistic education and literature, science and philosophy. experience of Filipino students in Spain. Religious development. Religious orders play a dominant part in Philippines' life. Government relied heavily on the friars to maintain Spanish power. Secularization issue between the regular and secular clergy. Filipino parish, priests versus Dominican, Augustinians, and Recollects, and etc. Cavite Mountain the lead to the execution of Gumbarsa, Jose Burgos, Mariano Gomez, and Jacinto Zamora and Bagong Bayan. Rizal as Ilustrado. He criticized the Spanish government of officials for failing to provide adequate services. Pinuna niya ang mga opisyal ng gobyerno ng Espanya sa kabiguan ng maibigay ang sapat na serbisyo. Ilustrado philosophy. What do you mean the Ilustrado? Consistent the Filipino education class during the Spanish colonial period and the late 19th century. Focus to promote self-government. What do you mean to promote self-government? Upang itaguyod ang sariling pamahalaan. Rizal waged an relentless campaign to ameliorate the lot of his people throughout his political writing and ideas. Nagsagawa si Rizal ng walang tigil na kampanya upang paunlarin ang laki ng kanyang mga tao sa pamamagitan ng kanyang pampolitikang pagsulat at mga ideya.
Rizal political views to seek self-reliance, self-respecting government, and a people government made for the people, by the people, and answerable to the people. Advance practical solution to domestic as well as international problems. Reform must come from above to be more effective. Ang reforma ay dapat nagmula sa itaas upang maging epektibo. Basic political reforms. The restoration of Filipino representation to the Spanish Cortes and freedom of the press. Ang pagpapanumbalik ng kinatawan ng Pilipino sa Spanish Cortes at ang kalayaan. 2. Organization of the administrative machinery. 3. Adaptation of a comprehensive examination in the publication of its result and allowing Filipino to have a same opportunity with the Spaniard to hold government office. Pinayagan ng mga Pilipino magkaroon ng parehong pagkakataon sa mga Espanyol na humawak ng pamahalaan. 4. Justice is the foundation of society and the government. Ang katarungan, ang pundasyon ng lipunan at gobyerno. Rizal concept of government and politics. In order to govern people he does not know or understand, he ought to possess the talents of genius and of ordinary knowledge. Sinasabi dito na upang pamahalaan ang mga tao, nararapat na magkaroon ng talento at pambihirang kaalaman. Rizal definition of basic political terms. Number 1, political culture is a set of ideas, values, and attitudes about government and the political process held by a community or nation. Without education and liberty, no reform is possible. Ay isang hanay ng mga ideya, halaga, at saloobin tungkol sa pamahalaan. 2. Political socialization, the process by which people at various stages in their lives acquire views and orientation about politics, Rizal emphasized the importance of being Filipino. His goal was to promote the political aspiration of the Filipino people for life, democracy, and happiness. Proseso kung saan ang mga tao sa iba't ibang yugto sa kanilang buhay kumuha ng mga pananaw at orientation tungkol sa politika at binibigyan diin ni Rizal ang kahalagahan ng pagiging isang Pilipino. Ang kanyang layunin ay maisulong ang mga adikain sa politika ng mga mamamayang Pilipino para sa buhay, demokrasya at kaligayahan. Political ideology, comprehensive and logical order set of belief about the nature of the people and about the institution and rule of the government. Result to overcome, strive, and achieve terms and the end. Sinasabi dito na ang komprehensibo at lohikal na inuutos na hanay ng mga paniniwalaan tungkol sa likas na katangian sa political ideology. Sinasabi dito na ang komprehensibo at lohikal na inutos ng hanay ng mga paniniwalaan tungkol sa likas na katangian ng mga tao at tungkol sa mga institusyon at papel ng pamahalaan. 4. Nationalism, the idea of oneness by a group of people who possess common tradition, a shared history, a set of goals, and a belief in the Pacific future. Rizal, he is the father of his country. Ang ideya ng pagkakaisa ng isang pangkat ng mga tao na nagtataglay ng pangkaraniwang tradisyon, kasaysayan, at isang hanay ng mga layunin. At sinasabi din dito ni Rizal na siya ang ama ng kanyang bansa. 5. Representative government, the nation that the people have an inherent right to sit in a chamber that determines their future result. Filipino representation in the Spanish Cortes was essential to the governing process. Ang pinaniniwalaan ng mga tao ay may likas na karapatan sila dahil ito ay tumutukoy sa kanilang kinabukasan. Ang kinatawan ng Pilipino sa Spanish Cortes ay mahalaga sa pamahalaan. 6. Democracy, a government in which all power is shared by citizen. Rizal. Best government was a mixture of representative democracy and responsible model of democracy. Isang pamahalaan kung saan ang lahat ng kapangyarihan ay ibinahagi ng mga mamamayan. Filipino to actively participate in local government, national government, official to make decision and bring result to the local level.
Rizal would criticize today's society, unstable economic and political situation of the country, confusion brought about by the allegation of electoral fraud and cheating, filibustering, or long speeches consuming and wasting precious time. How priests spend the money of the church today, more vigilant on the maladministration of justice for the people, criticize the prevailing graft and corruption in the Bureau, criticize the gambling lords, those receiving wedding viola. Rizal, his moral, political, spiritual, and economic legacy would still apply to this day. The Revolution. Rizal versus Bonifacio. Rizal, a reformist, Bonifacio, a revolutionary, the Liga, a crusade for national unity and prosperity. It happens when Bonifacio organized a secret revolutionary society which is Katipunan, but Rizal, who had advocated reform but never allowed the revolution. The Katipunan. Forsooth,
liberty, equality, and brotherhood. It assumed after the Liga a secret society intended to march for freedom. Its membership was meant to be an act of self-surrender for the sake of the greater good of the country. Cartilla embodied the Articles of Faith of the Katipunan, a testament drafted by Emilio Jacinto that emphasized on purposely life, equality, charity, good character, integrity, honor, trustworthiness, concern for and defense of the oppressed, respect for women, golden rule, love of country, and commitment. The patriotic ideals of the Liga and the nationalistic courage of the Katipunan were the essential ingredients that ignited the flame of the first nationalist revolution in Asia against a colonial rule.